Okay, so this is the conveyor belt, the system of the business. This is going to be a good one for us to go through, but you guys as well. It's worth going through what we're going through at the moment. So we're restructuring the way that our business is laid out from the start through to the end. Start with lead generation, telesales, and then sales, which currently is the existing thing that happens in our business. We've got lead generation that comes from paid advertising, database management, emails, SMSs. It goes through to the telesales team as is at the moment. So currently they're in charge of the event ticket conversions, telemarketing, so outreach in terms of speaking to people that aren't engaged currently, and then reactive marketing, so reactivating this database by sending them specific promotion. We move through to sales. So that's going to be event sales, follow-ups and downsells. This is what Tony's currently heading up. So he's converting leads that come to events into sales. Then this bit's the change.
We are currently hiring a new head of sales, and business is front end, back end. But what we don't have is a really good back end structure. We've done a lot of work on the front end, but now's the time to build this out for this head of sales to come in. So what he's about to explain next is the new part that we have kind of a loose setup for, but we need to now put somebody in charge of and scale it up and grow.
Currently, as it exists, we brand up the entire department post acquisition of a customer into customer accounts. And that includes all customer service related support. So managing events, making sure that customers have got access to the products, making sure that the customers are happy.
What's really important to know is when you're building value in a company, you want to find a way to continue to get paid. If you continue to get paid post sale number one, not only will you continue to get paid, but also if you continue to get paid, people will then look to buy your business because they're buying into that reoccurring or recurring revenue. So that's where the true value is. Not every marketing function to acquisition of customer is profitable, and so you need to understand that to know what you can afford to spend on the marketing in the long term. And sometimes it can take 1 to 2 years to break even on that first customer, especially when you're selling a low ticket like £20 a month, subscription service or service plan or whatever it may be. But if you're selling a order value with a minimum of about 2,000, you should be able to make profit on the first sale.
Thing on the TikTok here where loads of the unfinished business clips, they write under the stuff that we say or do GCSE business, or they call it like B-Tech manager. Like, yeah, that's GCSE business. B-Tech fucking manager. It's fucking hilarious. Comments on there are fucking savage. But they're all like fucking some pictures of random cat accounts and stuff, but you just think these guys are fucking hilarious. I actually find it quite funny.
I don't have to.
You should go on the Unfinished Business. It's a really good channel. It's doing really, really well. Now, there might be an argument to say, who's that better suited there right now than at the back end? Here he goes again, pretending that was his idea at some point down the line.
I'm glad you fucking recorded it.
So, fantastic meeting. I mean, there's nothing better than coming in early, and just bashing ideas around. I like to think of a brainstorm really as a creation. You start with football and you're just kicking it around and you're trying to score a goal. Sometimes you hit the post, sometimes it goes off the pitch, sometimes you hit the crossbar. But then boom, all of a sudden, okay, you connect and it goes straight into the top of the net. And that's what brainstorming really is all about. And when you're at the scale that we are, there's nearly 40 people in the business now. I've been through this journey before. And it's a exciting one for sure, but I'm really, really pleased with where we got to. And as you can tell by the back end of that meeting, this isn't finished. There's a lot more to still be done to get the clarity that we're looking for. But once we have this split out, it should be a real game changer. And I'm excited about the people that we're bringing into the senior team. New company policy: if you enter a meeting where you're not needed, please ask the host if you can leave if you've got stuff to go on and do. If you're invited to a meeting, you don't need to be there. Speak to the host. Yeah, we have too many people in meetings sat around that don't need to be in the meeting, so now it's about a new meeting policy. And then email that out to the whole company and then post it in the Trade Mastermind WhatsApp group. It can come from you, that's fine. So what would be good then to understand, so we've created a podcast, what can we do with it? Investing in your personal brand, yeah? That's for Trade Mastermind. We've made that podcast. So this podcast goes on YouTube. Yeah, it goes and gets organic views on YouTube. The audio gets ripped and it gets put onto podcasts, yeah? So onto the audio channels. So you can run paid ads to YouTube to get more views. You've got getting views on the video to try and drive more traffic to the video to get them to watch the video. That, I presume, is the purpose of the paid spend behind it, yeah?
Not traffic to the video, but also people subscribe to the channel, so then...
But they haven't, because I looked into the stats, and for that video we've gained 0 subscribers, and for the other 2 videos that are organic, with one we've gained 3, one we've gained 4. So
cool.
Yeah.
So basically, you're doing the bit where you're just pumping traffic to the shop window, but you don't know how many people are going through the door and what's coming out the back end. It's like V1 of the strategy, yeah? So what's level 2, 3, 4 and 5 to advance the progress? There's 2 ways to look at this. Never consolidated, right, chop up these videos, run these ads, this one's for subscribers, this one's for views, this one's for leads or whatever, yeah? So we need to go to level 2. We need to understand what level 2 is as an action from you for UFB and for this. What's level 2 of the YouTube advertising? So I would say we need to have, an understanding of the campaigns that would be beneficial for me, because I don't fully understand it, and what are the advertising slots that we've got to play with, and what can we play with. Why are you writing emails and setting up processes with no reporting? I told you outcome report, outcome report, outcome report. Why do I have to keep pointing out the basics in everything that gets done here? Why can't you pull your heads together and pull out, and take some accountability for some of the basic stuff? Why is the detail constantly missed? I'm sick and tired of the one that's having to point out detail all of the time. You're saying that everything's done and you're controlling the process. We're 10% behind, and yet nobody's got the brain to work out what other bits has been missed and why we aren't improving the process. Why are we not in front of it already? Why don't we see this morning what the show is? If we drop 10% and the target 60, where's the urgency to fix it before we roll into doing the exact same stuff this afternoon that didn't get the results going into Wednesday? I've tried to instill, if it doesn't deliver, take the urgency and find out what the problem is, but yet we still seem to be incompetent to find out what the problem is and not make any rectifications and just roll over again doing the same shit. And I don't want to keep doing the same stuff without improving. I come in and say what needs to be done. It needs looking at and bringing the report. I said about this 100 different times now already. So why aren't we coming out with actions, when we know that there's a situation that's under delivering? Because there's no improvement unless we take the fucking action. Really intense meeting there at times, and I think that in any meeting, conflict leads to clarity. The whole point of having a team with different opinions is so that everybody doesn't agree on the same thing. It's frustrating for me at times when people don't jump straight on board with the ideas, and I'm sure it's frustrating for them when I don't do the same. So, it's always a challenge to be able to manage what the right outcome is, but the longer the meeting goes on, the more clarity that happens. But I do think that in business, there needs to be a non-negotiable approach to scale, and there has to be one person, i.e. me, willing to put their neck out on the line to say, this is what's happening, there's no negotiation here. I actually heard Ben Francis from Gymshark say that 0 to 10 million is non-negotiable. People are going to want to feed in, they're going to want to say their opinion, and they're going to want to contribute and tell you what way to go down. But in actual fact, you've just got to be laser focused. This is what needs to be done. It's not discussion. This is what's happening. That's it. Go off and do it. And I thought, you know what? That's absolutely right, because the CEO is a driving force, and they have to make the right calls, and they have to make stuff happen. So that's the game. We come out every single one of these meetings with another lot of problems fixed. There's a whole checklist of stuff there. There's another 10 things that we're going to be able to go and solve tomorrow. And for me, that's a big win. Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to CEO meeting number 3. So I'm hoping you're all very well prepared for today's meeting. Off the back of last week, I gave you out what the structure would be and how we're going to roll it forward. So I expect some very, very clear answers from you this morning. Problems do not go away. They remain, and in fact, they get worse if they're not dealt with straight away. Now, my style is to fix problems immediately as they land. My style is not to book a meeting in 2 weeks' time, okay, to fix a problem. I do it now, and that's how I expect you guys to operate. And can I also please say while I'm at it, only get involved in stuff that you should be involved in. I don't want you being involved, okay, there are certain individuals that get involved in stuff they shouldn't be getting involved in, and it's distracting them from doing the actual job that they should be doing, yeah? The bit that actually needs their attention ain't getting done because they're too busy worried about other stuff that's zero part of their job role or should be on their radar. Because the whole point of a meeting is to do what?
To gain a result.
To create actions. Yeah, so without the actions, the meeting means nothing. So we want to try and make this as simple as possible for everybody at the back end. So it's the meeting's host's responsibility to take the actions. Yeah, and the action bit is the most important part, and the action bit takes discipline. It takes an extra 15 minutes to 30 minutes to capture actions effectively if you're going to do it properly. But here's what happens in every meeting. We do in half an hour, and then everybody's either too close to going to their next meeting, so they're really, really rushed, and then everybody fucks off, okay, with no actions taken, or they quickly go, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Nobody takes the time to type up the notes then and there to write down the clear actions and send the actions. Now, unless that bit happens right then, what do you think happens? Why? Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing, and the person hosting the meeting is now, going into a different meeting, needing to take a whole different set of other actions. The biggest concern I see around here is a finance department, a customer accounts department, a creative and marketing department, okay, an events department that are all pretty much getting probably 5% of attention. Front end is getting 90%. The biggest frustration I have at the moment, and I always have anyway because I want everything done yesterday, is the lack of resources to be able to architect and build, because no progress happens unless we architect and build. My job in this business is about creating the stuff. I come in and say, this is what needs to happen, and I need finishers. Yeah, I'm not a finisher, I'm a creator, and so I lack a second finisher here. And I think to get on top of this, to get on top of the org chart, we need the finishers, because the time isn't easing up. We're not getting the time back at the pace it needs, and with the scale that's coming, we need to have the back end on lock. Remember, conflict leads to clarity. There is nothing wrong with conflict. There's different personalities, okay, and there's different things, and there's different priorities. So everybody thinks that their priority is the priority, and everybody needs to get stuff done. Some people think it's their responsibility, some won't. So there's nothing wrong with clashing, okay, as long as it goes to clarity. We don't clash to fall out, we clash to create clarity. Mike's drilled it into me since being with him. Conflict leads to clarity. In board meetings, me and Chris clash all the fucking time, okay, all the time. And after a while, we calm down and then we agree a solution, and that's the best bit that happens. Because we have to lock heads to be able to create that spark that creates the final outcome. What we've got to quantify though is how much time it takes to develop and how much time it takes to deliver. We both get there. Look, we were doing a lot of good agreement work. We have to, like Michael says, clarity leads to conflict. You guys fall out, you do this, you do that. It's brilliant. Conflict leads to fucking clarity. Me and Chris always have conflict, and then we fucking get clarity. It's how it needs to happen. If you don't bang heads, then you fucking never get the spark. Every time a big bang moment has happened, shit comes out. But this is fucking brilliant.
We've got 3 fantastic keynote speakers for you, so engage. Ask the questions you need to ask. Get as much out of the day as possible. So what I want you all to do is stand up for me, please. Who's ready to meet the first keynote speaker? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for Mr. Joseph Valente?
Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. So thank you very much for being here today. Very excited to be delivering the last, I'm a little bit sad actually, the last Millionaire Mastermind Discovery Day of 2024. In most of the strategies, okay, unless you're going to be the next tech unicorn billionaire, they're already done. And somebody's done them. And somebody's already worked out all of the mistakes and the failings. And somebody's already had all of the successes. So if you want to get good, all you got to do is just follow the clues. Because I'm a big believer that this isn't a game of money. I think there's an infinite supply, if you know how to get it. I think it's a game of time. So I'm not playing the money game anymore. I'm playing the time game. How do we speed up? How do we get there faster? Welcome back to another episode of Trade Mastermind, Trade Secrets. I'm riding solo for the second week. I want to start with a gift for you, for our loyal listeners. We're going to do something we've never done before, and we're doing a content creation workshop that's going to be free to attend. So all you got to do is click on the link below in the comments and register to grab yourself a ticket. It will be a first come, first service basis. And we are going to teach you how to create content at scale, how to take that long form and chop it into short form, and how to build your brand for your personal and your business using audio and visual. So it's going to be a fantastic day delivered by our head of creative. See in the link down below in the feed if you want to be able to get on that.
Okay, now you will have seen from our videos online, here at Trade Mastermind, we provide exceptional business training programs with different trades within the sector. Okay, and what we do is we take them from where they are now into 7-figure businesses. Now, right now, we're currently growing our outbound sales team. Now, the role requires you to engage with our highly qualified leads, discuss the product, discuss what Trade Mastermind offers, and then book them in for one of our discovery training days. So what do we offer you? We offer a competitive basic salary with uncapped monthly commission on top. So it really is up to you how much you want to earn. Now, as we continue to expand, there will be progression opportunities in all aspects of the business. You can look into management options if you wish, or you can go into different departments and expand your knowledge in different areas. Now, we take training and personal development very seriously here at Trade Mastermind. When you work with us, we want to discover you and expand your skills. What we do daily sales training sessions. You get weekly one-to-ones with me. Now, I've got over 15 years experience in this sector, and I will work with you and train you and develop you to be the best you can be at this role. Now, we also offer fantastic prize incentives. We have weekly breakfast meetings. It's a great opportunity for you to meet other people within the business, again, talk to other departments and develop your skills and work with a lot of different interesting people here at Trade Mastermind. So, if Trade Mastermind sounds like your kind of company and you want to join us on this exciting journey, please send your CV in to the email in the description below. Okay, right, gentlemen, how are we all? Good. Been a lot of positives to take out this morning. The first thing I'd like to mention is, as always, the performance of the morning. Always our leader, always leads by example. Made sure the attendees showed up and absolutely led by example. So our star performer up to this point is Ashton. 86 bookings. First target smashed. Well done, guys. Brilliant. How do we handle our objections, gentlemen? In the opening of our call.
You agree. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge and
Move on.
Thank you. Acknowledge and move on. We do not ignore the objection, do we? No. If somebody says, I've got time to talk, you just talk over them, what's going to happen? Exactly, right. So we acknowledge the fact that it's there, but we move on. Okay, we acknowledge that they've got an issue that they feel they've got time to talk, but we've got to move on, lads, to drag the customer through to the call so that they can see the benefit.
Morning, everyone. It's JV here. It's Saturday. I've got Joseph Jr. in the back. We've had a very productive morning. It's about 10 a.m. right now. April has been an absolutely incredible month. We are currently on 850,000 in net revenue. We have one more week to go, and I believe 1 to 1.1 net revenue for April 2024, which is almost half of 2023's turnover. We've absolutely smashed it. This business has been going for 3.5 years, and everything's just clicked into place in the last kind of few months, really. You know, a lot of hard work, a lot of trial and test. And in business, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's go! Let's go! Where are... Are you excited? Good boy! Wow, look, there's a peacock. Keep going, drive us round, look at the road. Wow! How good were you at driving? You drove around the road, didn't you? But you had fun? Oh, good. I had fun too.